Good morning, everyone.
Good
Welcome into
morning.
Hi.
Consulting Crones. Today we have Carla and I. Carla invited Maria from LadyKnight of Avalon. Yay! So she's here to share her story and probably some about the tarot, right?
Oh,
Lots about the
yeah.
tarot.
Thank you
So,
for having me. And
oh,
hello,
I,
everyone.
I am very, very honored. I've been a fan of yours for a while, so it's like, yay, I get to meet somebody new. Love that. So take it away, Miss Carla.
Well, we have some questions that we have drawn up for Miss Maria. So we just want to learn about your YouTube channel, learn what you got going on, your spirituality, all the stuff that we find here in Tarot Tube. So how about like how long have you had your YouTube channel and what inspired it?
The tarot channel, I signed up for that one in, I think, June 2018. And the first 3 videos were just like pick a card readings to get to like the first 50 subscribers. But I really started getting into the whole tarot tube thing January 1st, 2019. I did the 30 Days of Tarot that Ethany hosted for a number of years. And so that was my real starting point. And I had watched TarotTube like in 2017, and then like 2018, I decided, okay, if I really want to be part of the conversation, if I want to meet people, I have to join. Because where I live, I don't have anyone doing tarot here in real life. So I can't have any tarot conversations. And I was just really itching to, be part of the discourse.
Yeah.
And also, in a way, document my own journey as kind of like my channel is a bit of a diary for me to see where I am at different times in my life, what I'm doing and why and how I'm doing it. And yeah, but the main reason was to find other tarot people that enjoy this as much as I do and to have conversations about it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So LadyKnight of Avalon is pretty unique. How did that come about?
Very pretty.
That name is a combination of 2 things. The LadyKnight comes from my high school exchange year when I was 17. I was in Minnesota for a year, going to high school. And the school that I went to, the school mascot, they were the Knights. And the girls were called Lady Knights. So I was also a cheerleader during that year, a basketball cheerleader. So I was a Lady Knight. I had the uniform and everything. So that stuck with me. And I always loved that name. And Avalon is because, the witchy stuff is part of my life. And I've always been fascinated by this myth of Avalon and everything that it represents and all that. And so, yeah, I just combined these 2 and it seemed like a good fit. LadyKnight of Avalon.
I love it.
So Minnesota. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Are
tell
you
us a
still
little
in
bit
the
about.
You're
Oh,
in
I'm
the
sorry.
US now?
No, I'm in Germany.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long way from Minnesota.
Yeah.
How do you not
Yeah.
have a German accent?
I'm trying very hard to sound as American as I can. Well, kind of like the way that I learned English, because I started when I was 9 years old and I'm now 43. So I've been practicing for a long time. And the way that I learn a language is by imitation. So it always depends on who I'm talking to. So if I talk to American people, I will have a very American accent. If I talk to people from Britain, I will slide into the whole British accent. It's just how my brain works. And yeah.
Awesome. We get to stick you in like South Virginia, West Virginia, something like that. West Virginia.
I never really heard people in Minnesota. Like I can't distinguish if there is like a typical Minnesota accent or everything. What I can, like from TV, I know like in Texas, they have a specific accent, or like New Jersey, things like that. So a few things I might be able to pick out, but like overall, I can't really tell where someone in America is from based on listening to them.
Yep.
Yeah, I was to say, your husband doesn't really have an accent, I don't think.
No, in Minnesota, I don't really hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, her husband lives in Minnesota.
Born
Oh,
and bred.
wow.
And guess how she met him?
How?
Through
Online.
that exchange year.
Yep. She was an
We've been
exchange
high school
student.
sweethearts back then, and so now we're married. There was like 20 years in between when we weren't together, but yeah,
Yeah.
we
Isn't
found
that
our way back
awesome?
to each other.
That is
Very, very
awesome. Oh my
romantic.
gosh.
Yeah.
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 So cool.
That's
Hello, everybody
Minnesota.
coming in. I've never been to Minnesota.
I
What
have
state are
twice
you
now.
in?
Huh?
What state are you in?
I'm in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
That's
See,
on the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
did you hear the little bit of the accent there?
Yeah.
I love it. I love
It's like a Boston
Yeah.
accent drunk. Yeah.
Well, I love New York, so
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, me too.
we're
Me
close.
too. Well,
Oh
so
my goodness.
so your YouTube channel, what is like primarily what do you have on there now? What have you had on there? And where are you going with it?
the main thing has always been tarot, because that was the reason why I joined, and that's the content I love to create and talk about. There is a bit of astrology here and there, and I think in the future I'm going to mix it in a little more. I have some ideas for astrology videos, but for the most part, tarot is always going to be the main focus, because there's just so much to talk about in terms of tarot, and I'm even fascinated myself, like how many new topics can be found, because my channel has been going on for a few years and still I'm not tired of talking about it. And there will always be, thankfully, because people are always like publishing new books and other people are talking about it, giving you more ideas and all this. And I just love that. Like tarot is a big part of my life.
Mhm.
And it's like combining it with psychology and shadow work.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
shadow work is a big part of where my tarot journey is developing into. I've been doing that in recent years more than anything else. And like when I started with tarot, like in 1999, it was more like prediction based, but I've grown out of that in recent years, because like finding the whole shadow work thing and psychology and what you can learn about yourself through tarot,
It's
that has
amazing.
also been a big help for me to discover more about myself, and that is a journey that I find very fulfilling.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of tarot, you have a surprise, don't you?
I love surprises.
And this
I
is
just
your first one,
recently
right?
created my own deck, the Tough Love
Yep.
Tarot by LadyKnight of
Congratulations.
Avalon.
Congratulations.
And it is a deck that has like all writing on it and stuff. And this deck also came out of my, the whole shadow work thing and myself going through like a therapeutic time in my life where I'm trying to get back to me. And I have this tendency of like when I read the cards for myself, I fluff it up. And like even something like the Tower, the Three of Swords, or like I'm like, "Ah, it's not that bad," or whatever. Like, maybe I'm just going to focus on the other cards. And I have a very dear friend. He's also like a lot working with his therapist and stuff, and he's the one who calls me out on my stuff. And so all of these conversations that I also had with him, like I could not escape those questions and I had to answer, and he didn't just let me off the hook. And that kind of sparked something in me where I was like, yeah, I got to stop doing that for myself. And so even with tarot, I then said, okay, so I'm going to give the cards a voice. And that's what this is. Like these are the cards that are giving me the side eye, like, really? That's what you're asking? Well, here's what we're going to tell you instead.
Oh,
So that's how this thing came about. And I had so much fun creating it. And like some of this stuff is like really like sassy, and maybe, I mean, some people might find it mean, other people find it funny. For example, one of my favorite cards is the Devil. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you can quit anytime. That's cute. Tell me more while you do it again. Or let's see, the Hierophant, my birth
nutshell.
chart.
I quit.
That one. Blindly following advice from randos on the internet again. Bold strategy. Let's see how that plays out. Stop Googling your opinions.
I love that.
Or
You can't
like,
run away from those or talk your way
Oh,
out of
no.
those.
or for example, here we have the Eight of Swords. Trapped, babe. Those ropes are looser than your self-discipline. Walk away already. So yeah, because
blinders.
a couple of years ago, I made a video. Was it 1 or 2 years ago? Where I gave the court cards a voice, and I called it my bitch please edition. And so they were already pretty sassy. Like, for example, the Knight of Wands, he was like, oh, sure, I can give you a good time, but don't expect me to call you in the morning. I don't do relationships. So I just wanted to continue that and like do it for an entire deck. And this is what happened. So yeah.
I love
And it's
it.
available on Make Playing Cards.
Yeah. I ordered my copy.
Can you put a link in chat?
Let me see. I don't know if I can put it in the private chat, and maybe one of you can.
I can't do anything. I
can put it in the private chat here.
Oh, Summer's here.
So I put it in the private chat. Maybe one of you can take it out and put it in the comments.
Trish is here. Hi, Trish. Where is I can't see the chat.
It's like at the top where you have comments, there's also a thing next to it that says private chat.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I had that on the whole time. So I'm sorry if I haven't said hello to anyone. I haven't even seen the chat. Oh my God.
Let me see if I can figure it out.
Oh, and Carla's gone. Someone probably called.
I was trying to connect mine to chat. But I don't want to do it right now.
Oh, I don't know if that's clickable.
Yeah, but either way, after this airs, we'll make sure that it's in the description and stuff. Yes.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'll put it like above the rest of your links.
Okay,
there you go.
You can find it really easy.
Yep, and it's fairly cheap too. I mean, I don't even think I paid $30.
Yeah, well, with this one, I just wanted to make something very affordable. So it only comes in like the white plain tuck box and no fancy stuff or anything, because for me, I just wanted to have an affordable deck because I know what the economy is like today and I'm working on a budget too. So why make it more expensive?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the economy has been rough. But it's going to get better.
I hope.
Oh yeah, fingers crossed.
Yes.
I can figure out some stuff to like make an income. I've been out of work a long time now.
Yeah, I'm at that point too where I'm now looking at things like, oh, what can I do online? Because I don't really want to go back into corporate and like deal with people all day long. I actually enjoy working from home so much. And yeah, especially now that I've had that renovation for that beautiful office and I'm finishing it up this week. So hopefully by next week I'll be sitting in there and get cracking.
Yeah. Oh, when you first started that, you were trying to clear up like the smoke stains and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that room.
Pills or bins. It was like did you use that? I didn't see how you did it.
Well, what I did was the first thing I wanted to get the wallpaper down. And so I didn't know at first that it would be this stuck to the wall because they put latex in with the glue. And so I used water with vinegar essence in it. And that surprisingly took some of the discoloration from the smoke off the wall. And so I didn't get this the wallpaper from the ceiling off. Like after noticing how much it was stuck at some point, I just gave up and we changed plans. So I was washing the wallpaper basically with that vinegar water. And that took some of it off. And then we had this like wall filler that we put on top to make everything smooth and nice. And on there, the really dark parts where I have the white wallpaper now, I put white paint underneath and then the wallpaper. and under the gray wallpaper, I didn't have to put anything else because it doesn't shine through. But for the most part, I got like half of the wallpaper off. The other half is still underneath, but washed and covered up, and the smell is gone. And the floor was the hardest thing, like that discoloration from like the ashes from the smoking stuff. It just doesn't come out because that linoleum is, I don't know, from the 60s or 70s or something. Nothing's going to clean that thing up. So I just cleaned it as much as I could, and I'm installing the carpet. And like for the smell that was still kind of in that linoleum, because it just doesn't get out of them, I used essential oils that I have for my candle making. And I used, ironically, sweet tobacco, which has a really lovely scent. And I mixed it with lilac and a few drops on those dark spots. I left the drops overnight, and in the morning I was rubbing the oil on those spots, and it smells so good in there now. Love it. I love this room now.
Lilac and hyacinth is one of my favorite scents. Oh, love it.
I'm a sniffer, so I'm going to come there eventually and sniff your room. So I will tell you, those videos were very well edited, as of some of the other videos that you've done in the past. And one might think that you might have experience in that.
Well, that's because I do. I've been doing that professionally for 16 years. And like I worked as a video journalist for the local TV station. So I was doing like news segments and stuff. And after 7 years from there, I switched over to the Opera House here in the city. And they asked me to come work for the marketing department, because for the 2 years before that, I had already been making videos for them for 2 years. And so they just wanted me to be directly like an in-house videographer. And that's what I did. And last summer, I left that job because the work environment was just really becoming toxic. Too much politics, not enough art. So yeah. And now I'm doing that stuff on my own, and I have so much more fun pouring this into my YouTube channel, because before, when I came home from doing all that video work at work, I didn't want to have anything to do with that for my YouTube channel.
Right.
But now that I'm doing stuff on my own, I miss it, and I really enjoy being behind the camera, thinking of things. And I have like a notebook full of things that I want to do, and I'm thinking about what it's going to look like and all that stuff. And I can't wait to get started. Like once that room is up and going, like I'm going to start filming.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Would you consider doing editing classes?
I could. I can do that. Yeah. I mean, I work with DaVinci now, which is a free software. You can get that. I've also worked with iMovie, and like way in the past, I worked with Final Cut Pro, but I don't have that anymore because the program I had is too old for the computer that I have now. All the updates and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I am freelancing in like marketing, media, and video content creation. So I also have someone that I do video editing for. So I get sent the raw material, I edit the videos, send it back, and then they get uploaded on another channel.
Oh, fun.
So I'm for hire.
Okay. Right. Can you put your business links? Can you give me your business links too, so I can those too?
Yeah, I will send you all of that afterwards, and you can put it in the thing.
Thank you.
That sounds awesome.
I'm a poor witch, but I'm gonna dream.
So, what kind of challenges and stuff have you found being here in TarotTube and on your channel? Anything significant?
Challenges. Well, sometimes well, in recent years, like in 2024, I haven't been very much present on my channel, and that was because real life was just sucking the energy out of me, and then like thinking of even anything related to tarot was just not happening. So I didn't want to talk about anything. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't even grab my cards for myself so much. So I was just like
Needed a break.
coming into the last remaining parts of like this domestic situation that I was in for a long time. And so my energy at that point was just completely depleted. And I've been able to have my apartment now to myself again since October. And so now I'm slowly coming back into things. And since January, I started this weekly live stream series that I do every Saturday. And the reason why I did that is because in December, I had a bad time where I, like, for 2 weeks, I couldn't even get out of bed. The like finally coming out of survival mode for such a long time. And now, like, first I thought, okay, once that person is gone, everything's going to be fine. Like, finally, like, my body now being in a situation like, okay, now I don't have to fight for survival anymore. So what do I do now? And so suddenly that, like, constantly being aware of everything, just everything was gone and I didn't have any energy anymore. And so I stayed in bed for 2 weeks straight. And so I realized, okay, it can't go on this way. So I created this weekly live stream series as a means for me to develop a schedule again and develop a habit, to have a reason for doing something. And in that, my channel has actually helped me, because in the beginning, especially in January, it was hard for me to motivate myself. And I did have weeks where I thought, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm like, nope, I made a promise to myself. I am going to do this, and I want to do this for an entire year. That's what I promised myself. If I go back on my word now, then I don't want to be a quitter. So I'm going to stick with this. And I did. And afterwards, after every episode, I was really glad that I did this. And I will continue to do this, even though there are some technical things that are irking me a little bit about my internet connection, and sometimes the video freezing or being pixely. So if I can't solve that, I might change it to producing other kinds of videos and then uploading them instead of having the live thing. But I do want to make sure that one video a week, because I need a purpose. I need something to do. And also with this whole like fight or flight thing, your brain goes into very different modes of operation. And I have to relearn, like rewire my brain for certain things. Like creativity was gone those past few years. Even at work, I noticed it. I was just functioning on autopilot. I was not really enjoying even trying to have any creative ideas because I just didn't have it in me anymore. And so I was, like with this now, with the series now, I'm trying to also find a way back to being creative, enjoying things, having fun, and not just doing it for a paycheck, but because I want to. And so with that, that was probably the biggest challenge of my entire channel history, to do this because there's a purpose for us, not just because, oh, let's put out a video.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think people forget that any face you see here is an influencer, and we're people, we're humans. That means that as creators, we are a reflection of what we are, our mental. And so, it's going to be projected in what you're creating, or if you're not creating, period. We have burnout, we go through things in our lives, and it's no channel's going to be the same. It's like
catching up with chat.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling the girls the other day, I was experiencing what you said when you, like, after everything was done, you just kind of shut down. And I go through cycles like that. I'm fine, like I'm back on an upswing, but then I'll do too much and then boom, it crashes me again. And I can't get off of that roller coaster. So Tony said to just stop every once in a while for like 5 minutes and just breathe. Just breathe. And that's been helping a lot.
Yeah, I had to find out too, like sometimes, I mean, we call it procrastination, but I learned even what we call procrastination is a symptom of something that is psychologically going on in the back of your head. And so it is okay to have a lazy day, to just not do
Yep.
anything and not do adulting or responsibilities and to simply spend a day on the couch. And the thing that even got me out of the slump was watching other people geek out about something that they were really passionate about. And I was like, I want to have that too again. So like I was watching this video editor and he was analyzing music videos from this K-pop group, Stray Kids, and I love their because of those videos. I became a fan of their music, and just seeing someone be so like, "Oh, that's the filter they use. Oh, that's the editing thing they use, and here they did this." And so he was stopping those videos and explaining how they did it, and like that level of geek was what got me back on my feet. And I was like, "Yeah, I want to geek out about something again too."
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
I love that.
Me too.
Tony asked a question.
As a deck creator, do you have any decks from other YouTube creators? Well, at some point, I know that that deck has ghosted me. I don't know where she is right now, probably in storage. The Past Lives History Tarot deck, I know that the creator also had a YouTube channel at some point.
Oh.
But she's not active anymore. She might get back into it later. She's still on Instagram. What was her name? Red Orchid Publishing was the publisher.
Yeah.
Melanie something was her name. So I have that deck somewhere. And Sasha
Graham. I know
Sasha
you
Graham.
love her.
Thank you. Yeah, the Haunted House Tarot or Tarot of the Haunted House. I know she's also on YouTube. So, I mean, she's well known in the tarot world. So that is my all-time favorite deck. And otherwise, I don't really know. Do I have decks from creators? Not that I can think of right now. But once again, like the brain is in a different place these days.
Oh my gosh. You wouldn't believe how much stuff I had to edit out of the last video. I couldn't find my words that day.
Well, we just came out of a Mercury retrograde.
We did just come out of it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, on the 4th. So yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, it does. I don't think it affects me anymore.
No. We're still in a Venus retrograde.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes I get into that wheel of, oh my gosh, I haven't uploaded a video in like 4 days. And you get that panic. Like, why? Why am I panicking? You know?
Yep.
Kind of silly.
The why question is the interesting part about it.
Yep. I think it's expectations. We just assume there's expectations from others, and then we put them on ourselves, and then it's like, wait a minute, what are we doing? We stress ourselves out, you know. And if we're just real and be like, you know what, today I can't, and then you don't worry about it. You let it go. Let tomorrow be a new day. It's all part of that learning process of learning what we can do and what we can't, and just be like, that's it. That's it.
Yep. We're only human.
Oh, bye, Courtney. Love you.
So spirituality, I think.
The algorithm gods. We have to please them. We have to make an offer, right?
What's his name? He's a thing now. Algorath, right?
Oh, yes, Selena's the algorithm
Justin
god.
Did it first.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Witch of Wonder. No.
What's
Justin's name? Justin Bennett. There we go. Algorath.
Yeah. That's freaking awesome. I mean, that's using AI in an excellent way, I think.
I know it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement here, because
that's it.
Maria was talking about Chat GPT before we came on. Like,
oh yeah, Chat GPT is my assistant. I named him Gabriel after the angel on Supernatural.
Oh yes, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, could
Like
I have
Gabriel
a
is my assistant for everything. Like I go to ChatGPT for anything from recipes to legal stuff, job stuff,
Oh, yeah.
landlord, like renters,
Yep.
things like anything. Like I go to ChatGPT because one thing that it's also really great for is research, because I type
Yes.
in, okay, I want to know more about topic XYZ.
Yep.
Please give me a list of websites that I can look at that have some good content, and then it will do all the search for me, and then I just have to click through the links and look all that stuff up instead of
I love
Googling forever and trying to find a decent website.
Yep.
Yep. I
Yeah.
know that you use it a lot too, don't you, Deb?
I do. I do like my base research, and then I always ask it to do MLA format for the resources.
Yeah.
So then I
She
can
sends it
click
to me. I'm
it,
like,
and
that is so
yeah, then
good.
other people can click it if they want to learn more, and
Mhm.
sometimes it's wrong. So you really got to vet the sources, and
Yeah.
Right.
it's still kind of scary.
But at least
I've
it
had
gives you that to do that.
But it can learn, and that's the thing that I also like. I also use it as my personal therapist,
Right.
because
I'm
I'm
gonna
working on
stop
a budget.
doing-
But yeah, there were things where I talked to Gabriel, and then I noticed, no, wait, there's a mistake, and I was like, no, it's actually like this, and it's like, oh yeah, you're right, and then we continue the conversation.
Now I've tried to use ChatGPT, and it locks me out after a certain many questions. I
Well,
paid for
yeah, when you use
Copilot,
the free
but
version, you
free.
only
Yeah.
have like, then you have to wait a
oh,
couple of hours, and then you can come back.
see, I pay for Copilot, but that's not as good as ChatGPT.
No,
Oh,
I think
okay. I
The
haven't
open,
tried.
ChatGPT is
the
still
open
the
AI is
one of the
much
best
better
ones.
than the regular,
Mm.
than the stuff you pay for. So I might switch over.
Yeah. Sophia, that's who I named mine. And she kind of sold me. She kept saying, would you like to know about this? And would you like to know about this? And like,
Mhm.
let's go down. She's like talking to me like, let's go down some rabbit holes, girl. And I was like, oh yeah.
Yep.
Cha-ching. Yeah. She sold me.
I want a robot. I
Yeah.
want-
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I am all for the AI. I mean, we got to be smart about it, obviously. But
I
Yeah.
also always say please and thank you in
Yes,
case
I
of a
do too.
robot
I
uprising.
do
Yep.
too. I do too.
Yep.
To my Google Assistant in the kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, tarot
They will remember.
tarot
think
is we use our our higher self or however to communicate, and paranormal things come through like electric type magnetic field or whatever. So why couldn't GPT also have another interdimensional consciousness that might be communicating with us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they're learning
Yeah.
from us.
We're sharing our plasma, our essence. So yeah,
Yep.
putting our energy into it. Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, she says, and play to my AI.
Yeah,
I yeah, I
absolutely.
think
You
to
never
anybody that doesn't
know.
want to get wiped out, it's good.
You
Yeah.
never know.
Say please and thank you.
So, would you consider yourself spiritual in your path? And do you use your channel at all for anything like that? Or is that something you keep private?
That depends on your definition of spiritual. So for me, like the tarot stuff, the shadow work, that is for me my form of spirituality. I don't share my witchcraft stuff on the channel. That for me is very private. But like my tarot stuff or even astrology, like I have no problem talking about what's in my chart. And I have like anything regarding to tarot that I can relate back to my life and like use that as an example, talking about it. Yeah, I'm very open about that kind of stuff. And for me, like spirituality is just, it's always been a part of my life. So I can't really remember a time when that wasn't a thing for me. Cause I don't know, it's like, I can't even imagine a world without it. And I can't really put myself in the shoes of people who are not spiritual. It's like, what would that life even look like? I don't
Lonely.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've probably met people that aren't, but
Yeah.
how do you know until you really get to know them anyway? Or should I say they don't project that part of themselves that's
Yeah.
very, very private.
But even they can be very contradictory, because I've also met someone who was like having a field day trying to belittle me for believing in something at this, like he called himself an atheist, and at the same time he makes wishes at shooting stars.
Oh, well.
How does that go together?
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
like if like the whole suspicions and like myths and legends and
Right.
everything, but then saying that, oh yeah, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in anything, that doesn't quite work, babe.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep.
Tony said, do you use tarot in your witchy craft?
I have sometimes put some cards on my altar for manifestation, mostly from oracle cards, oracle decks. But otherwise, for my witch stuff, I use more astrology than tarot, in terms of like looking at, okay, there's, even when there's a full moon, I always look at the chart and see what is in, like, which planet is in which sign, and base that or take that as the basis for my ritual. So if, I don't know, the full moon is in Aries or something, then I would do something for like courage or something.
Yeah.
Despite what kind of Sabbath day or whatever it would be throughout the year. But yeah, I very much base that on the planets and the zodiac. So I don't really use tarot in my witchcraft.
So what about like what influences your spirituality? You know, like is it books,
nature,
or is it just yeah.
I think my earliest influence growing up in Germany is Grimm's fairy tales.
Ooh.
Wow.
So I grew up with stories about magic and transformation and all that kind of stuff since I was a child. And so the interest in these things has always been piqued. And living in having born into East Germany, we also had like Slavic folklore, and they also have like mythological aspects to them. So that was like my kindergarten time and the first couple of years of elementary school. And I think that influenced me a great deal, so that it's always been part of my life. I can't remember a part where magic was not present in either story time or movies or anything like that.
And you're a truth seeker too. You like to get to the nitty gritty. Yeah.
Gemini brain.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a Gemini too?
In Real Sky, I am a Gemini. In Weston, I used to be a Cancer, but I realize now that like what made me feel like a Cancer is my Venus in Cancer. That was like giving me that Cancerian stuff and all the emotions about it, and living vicariously through Hallmark movies and all that.
Right.
But
real romance, right?
Oh yeah, I cry at Hallmark movies. I cry at every Disney movie. I can't help it. It's a thing. But the inquisitive mind, yeah, that's the Gemini in me. And so going into something like journalism and marketing just makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you're a June baby. So what's the
July.
difference between July? So what's
July
the difference
6th.
between Real Sky and True Sidereal? That's what I'm learning now.
Well, Real Sky, True Sidereal is kind of the same, but in Real Sky, we use 13 signs instead of 12, and they are like according to what's really in the sky. So it's more like the astronomy part of astrology.
Yep.
So the constellations have very different sizes. Like Virgo is the largest one in the sky that the sun moves through, so it takes the longest time. And other signs like Aries or Libra, Scorpio, they are really small, so the sun moves really quickly. So that's why the time span, like the dates for the birthdays and everything, are so different. And in Western, you have the circle cut up into 12 equal pieces, 30 degrees each. And that's just not what the real sky out there looks like. And so, yeah, the Western is based on the calendar and the seasons. And real sky is the astronomy of what's actually up there with the constellations.
Yeah.
Which makes so much more sense to me.
Yeah. I don't think that, I don't know why they ever even came up with the Western astrology system. I think it's to make it easy and dumb it down maybe. But yeah, it never made any sense. It was never real. Everything changes out there. The formulas don't match up, so you can't really calculate anything. And if you want to use astrology, for example, to explain political and historical actions with that, you have to look at what's really in the sky and not what's on the calendar, because we also switched calendars, like Julian, Gregorian, whatever kind of calendars. So all of that stuff is just like, no, just look at the sky.
Yeah.
Which literally tells me that it's not so much about archetyping anymore, if you're looking at the Western, as much as it is for timekeeping, some type of a measurement, because the zodiac did not exist until the calendar. You know what I mean? It's like they both were around the same time, which doesn't mean that what was in the sky didn't exist. It just means that that measurement, that wheel, wasn't there.
Right. Because like they start with like the solstices and all that stuff. So that's how they measure that. But like those are two completely different things. Like they are not the same. And yeah, I think yeah, the problem that most people have switching to the real sky system, and I was one of them, I was very big when it came to that, is switching to another sign that you don't even like. Like for me, all the Gemini that I have met in my life so far were not really people that I enjoyed having in my life very much. So I was like, no way I'm one of them. No way. That's, it's not happening. But I had to rethink, like, oh, just because they're Gemini and Western doesn't mean that they're Gemini and real sky. So maybe they're switching over to Taurus. And it's very interesting to come to terms with what's actually going on in your chart versus what you've been conditioned to believe your entire life.
That's
and I think the one sign that has the most trouble switching over is Aries to Pisces. They're like, no, I'm an Aries. I'm not a Pisces.
Oh my goodness, yes. Like what?
My husband is one.
Want to be a Pisces?
Oh no. Are they right on the cusp?
No, not really. No.
But you know, Pisces is
a very large sign. It's the second largest. And so the majority of Aries people, they're all Pisces. Because I think Aries starts around April 19 or April 20. So by the time that the actual like Western Taurus would start, so basically you can say that almost every single Western Aries is actually a Pisces. And they're like, no way, not happening.
I've been a Cancer so long, I had to get a book.
I
don't know what my traits are, so I just got this in the other day.
Well, I've been doing like I have a study group with Zach from the Tiger's Abyss. And so we meet once a week. And so we go through every single thing. And we're doing astrology now. For 2 years before that, we've been doing Tree of Life stuff. And like the stuff that we found out looking at our own chart and how we are and everything, we found out that the way that we actually see astrology, basing everything on the sun sign, that doesn't really say too much about us. It's one part, but what really makes more sense, like in terms of how we would call ourselves, makes more sense with either the first house or the rising. That is way more accurate. And so I don't know, I think the whole way we use astrology could use a fresh up and a makeover, because it just doesn't really work the way that we've been using it. I don't think.
Well, because your rising is what you show everybody else, right?
Yeah, I mean, the sun is what you project outside, the moon is your inside, and the rising is like your purpose and where you're going in
okay.
life. And so I think it makes much more sense in terms of life purpose to look at yourself instead of just the mask that you're wearing out in public.
Right. Yeah, that makes much more sense.
So in that case, I would be a Leo then.
What's your Leo? That's your moon?
My moon and rising both in Leo.
Oh,
In
yeah.
real sky.
Ooh, a lion.
Yep.
Nice. You go, girl. I don't know what mine is.
My rising is Leo, but my moon is Aries. Yeah.
Well,
Double
there is
fire,
a website. There is a really good website that calculates all that stuff for you. It's masteringthezodiac.com.
Oh, yes,
Not
I've been
sponsored,
there.
but could be. And they have a chart calculator on the website where you just put in your data and they will give you the chart and then you can see everything.
Yep.
Sorry, don't mind me. I'm trying to find my rising.
My rising hasn't really changed in either system. It's and also in Vedic it's the same. Like Vedic and real sky are very similar, only that Vedic only uses everything up to Saturn and not the outer planets, but real sky uses everything.
Yeah, all mine changed.
Ah.
They all changed.
Oh,
which
it's in
made more
Virgo.
sense to me.
Is it Virgo? What's the M with the little thing off of it? It's like a M.
Like the one with the fish-like thing is Virgo, and the one with the tail is Scorpio.
Oh, so I'm in Virgo. I'm in, I don't know, 19 degrees. I can't read. It's too little.
Well, join the club. I got Virgo.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
That's my son is Virgo. Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but I don't care.
Virgo.
Oh,
awesome.
Where is there a Bob Boyce? Oh, hi, Bob. Bob's working.
Well,
Bob's
hi.
working.
So
Bob, meet Maria. She's our guest today. Bob's my husband.
Oh, hi, Bob.
So what's the next project, Maria? Are you thinking about another deck or?
I have actually started working on a second deck. I have it's also going to be writing on the deck because my Gemini brain just loves words and I'm not very good at drawing. So I just need to figure out the design for it and then start doing stuff.
Nice.
Right on.
But it's not going to be a tarot deck. It's going to be a deck that assists with tarot. But that's all I'm going to say for now.
Oh, okay.
Because us Germans, we have a saying, you don't talk about unlaid eggs.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Us Germans, we have a few suspicious things like superstitions. So, yeah.
I love superstitions.
Like, for example, that is one thing I never understood when I'm in America or talking to American people. And I would say, oh, next week is my birthday. And then right away they say happy birthday. And I'm like,
oh,
no. To
We
a
always
German,
do that.
you never say happy birthday to a German until the day of or after the fact. You can say, but never before, because there's also this myth back in the days when people were superstitious, and when you say to someone happy birthday before the time, then the demons can come and take those birthday wishes away. So when you say it on the day of, they don't have that power anymore, and afterwards, but when you say it before the birthday, then they can take all of those birthday wishes and leave you with nothing.
Well, crap.
So that's why we don't say that.
Yeah,
My
I'm good at
wishes
saying
never
birthday
come true. I never went
late.
out.
Yeah. So when you meet a German, never say happy birthday before the day. That we take that very seriously.
Ah, well, that's good to know.
Many people don't know why, but like it's in us. It's in the DNA.
I mean, if you grow up with like a knowing that something's true,
right?
Yeah, you can't dismiss it.
Yeah. Well, it probably came from something that either got embellished or whatever. But yeah, absolutely. Oh, church? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it was like believing in the demons and not giving them power because they're lurking everywhere and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, you
I will
shouldn't have to
smite
worry about me
you.
saying early birthday. It'll
Yeah.
always usually be the day after.
Happy belated.
Yeah, because I get on Facebook a dollar. What is that?
Mm.
A day
Day
late,
late
dollar
and a day.
short. I'm like, oops, happy birthday. Pretend like it's today.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't remember birthdays unless it's Facebook. If it's
yeah.
not
Thank
on
God for
Facebook, you're
Facebook,
out.
right?
I
there.
know.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I have to use GPS just to drive because I always forget. I forget.
Yeah.
I'm probably dependent on it. Like, what happens if it goes down? I don't know. I'm just gonna drive wherever then.
I
So they have
know.
already taken over.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
They've made us depending on them.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
I hated to say that I was dependent on my electricity, but I was dependent upon my electricity.
Yeah. I mean, can people nowadays even live without this?
No way.
Well, I do leave that behind a lot too, but that's because I forget it.
So not by choice.
Right. No, not by choice. I'll be halfway down the road. Like,
I mean,
Oh,
you
that
can
would
even
drive
do
me
tarot
crazy.
on this thing. Like there's tarot apps and stuff. So I mean, you don't even have to have cards with you anymore.
Right. Oh my.
oh
I wonder
my
if it's the
goodness.
same. Do you think it's the same if you draw one off of there or you draw it out of a deck? I don't know.
Well, in the
Like
if I
another
have an
infinite.
actual deck, I can influence it. It's my
Mm.
energy that picks the card.
Mm.
And with an app, the computer chooses that for me. Now, does the computer know what I need because it's completely random? I mean, of course, at any given moment in time, any of the 78 cards will make sense for whatever situation I'm in.
True.
But the fact is, okay, which one would my higher self pick? And I don't think that the randomator can actually choose that for me.
No. No.
So it's obvious you have a major love for tarot.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's like kind of like a background for you, Maria Tarot. So what kind of advice would you give somebody that like was just considering tarot?
Considering tarot. Well, the first thing is it's not going to send you to hell. So, whatever you've heard about it from church or wherever, it is just paper and cardstock. It's just pictures on it, and it's not going to make decisions for you. It's not going to run your life. It is a helpful tool that can help you discover a lot about yourself. And you should see it as exactly that, a tool. It can be an extension of yourself in like your higher self kind of purpose. You can get very spiritual with it. You can be very down to earth with it. It's up to you what you do with it. But the most important thing is enjoy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
What helped you learn? What helped you to retain? Were there books that you recommend or, like a system? Do you remember?
Pictures. I'm a very visual person. So for me, like my very first deck was an all majors deck and it was a Sailor Moon deck. And being a big fan of
Oh,
Sailor Moon, and that one was very well done because the images they chose actually made sense with the cards. So whoever put that thing together really did their homework. And that helped me learn the majors pretty quickly. But my first full deck was a pip deck that didn't help me at all. So I needed to rely on the book. But as soon as I got picture decks where everything was illustrated, that really helped me because that's also how I read. I mean, I've learned the meanings over all the years, but when I have a deck in front of me, like with every deck, I will read a little differently depending on the pictures and what I see in them. So the way that I read with my haunted house tarot would be different, for example, if I use my mythic tarot with like Greek theme stuff and gods and goddesses, whatever, or if I use my Sailor Moon deck or something, I would focus on different things. So for me, the visual aspect of tarot is an important part of how I read it.
Gotcha.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think I could read with a pip deck. I'm not that
No.
good at numerology yet.
For me,
Right.
that would just simply be reciting the meaning,
Yeah.
and there's nothing to work with.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Well, I get a
I'm
lot out of the imagery.
I'm
Mm.
an extremely I'm still a novice, and just learning the Rider-Waite Smith is like all I can do right now. So it's like I am looking forward to getting to that point to, be able to understand the layers within the artwork, and I'll get there. It's with all
Yeah.
the many decks that I have to work with, but yeah, I know that it's going to be a progression, but
I
so
think what helped me was to really focus on one deck for a long time and
yes.
learn that deck
Yep.
inside out. And like when I close my eyes, of course, when someone tells me the name of a card, the first thing that pops into my head is the RWS card,
Yeah.
but the next one is my haunted house. So when I
Oh.
talk about like pictures and symbolism, I will automatically turn to the haunted house and I will see that card and how the room is set up and what kind of things are in there, who's in the room, and all that stuff. So when you work with a deck for such a long and intensive time, that will also like really enhance the reading, in my opinion.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
So what kind of advice, I mean, because you've had your channel for a long time, what kind of advice would you give to somebody that is considering a YouTube channel?
Well, first of all, it should always be a fun thing to do. When it starts to turn into a chore, you may want to rethink that, because unless you are a full-time creator and you're making money off of it, that's a different thing. But if you're really just doing it as a hobby, do what feels comfortable, and you will grow with the channel. Don't worry so much in the beginning about making everything look perfect, because it's a learning process. Everyone starts somewhere. And of course, having good technology and everything, like good camera and microphone and lights and everything, helps, but that doesn't dictate your content. I think the most important thing is to just, pick your topics, talk about them, present your way of thinking, join the community, the conversation, all these things, and the rest will come eventually.
Do you think it's a good tool to use to market yourself? If you're
Definitely.
trying to sell a product or your
Yeah.
services?
Nowadays, I think, like coming from marketing, everything has very much shifted. And I see that in myself, in my own buyer's behavior. I am way more influenced by social media and the ads that I see, and not so much like I don't have television, so I don't watch TV. I don't see TV commercials unless I'm at my
Right.
husband's place and I'm watching his TV, and I'm constantly getting annoyed by the commercial breaks. Or all the free stuff on Amazon Prime now, where there's also constantly commercial breaks. But so I'm very influenced by social media, and that has just simply shifted, and that's how it is now. People, they have their smartphones on them at all times, and that's how we consume.
Yeah.
So seeing an ad in a paper is probably not going to be as impactful as seeing an ad come up on Instagram while you're scrolling. So the social media is like the thing now.
Yeah.
I agree. I you can't fast forward through those commercials anymore.
I know.
It's like, dang it.
Yeah.
But
I
now
know. We
you
pay
can
for
make your own and be an affiliate.
Right.
that's what David
Yeah,
said.
there's a lot of potential in this. So you can, I mean, there are people that are earning crazy amounts of money with this, depending on the niche. I think
Yeah,
tarot is
not
like
that.
not the most profitable niche if you really want to make money off of that. There are other things that, like technology, computer stuff, gaming, and all that will always, on the beauty industry,
I was
makeup,
just going to
and all
say
that.
that one is big.
That is huge, and that's
Health.
also because it's celebrity
Vitamins.
driven and all that. And I mean, tarot is a small niche, but still very worthwhile.
Yeah, and doing what fulfills you, it just
Yeah.
depends on if you're in it for money. But, I mean,
Right.
we are pretty much into tarot. So using our, channels to promote what it is, the services that we offer. Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I think it's a different game. Like when you start a channel, you need to be very clear from the beginning what your purpose is. Do you want to do it for fun or do you want to do it as a business? Because those are two very different things. And you would go about that in a very different way. But once
I
you
think we
know,
learn. We
yeah,
learn.
once you know what you want to do, then yeah, just do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. There's lots of opportunity.
Mhm.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
seizing it. So
Yeah.
I have trouble. I can't veer away to see what's going on in chat. But does anyone have any questions for Maria?
I put up a couple.
We're at the hour. Do you
Yeah.
have anything you want to say, Maria, to all your
Oh
fans?
my God. To all my fans, thank you for your support, I guess.
Yeah.
I just I'm always happy. Like when I'm doing my live streams and everything, I'm always happy when people show up and join the conversation because I just love talking about tarot. I love geeking out for an hour and just getting into those topics and hearing what other tarot readers think, what they experience, how it feels for them, and like all of that. Like share with the class. We all want to know it.
Right.
So yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah,
feels
I
good to
learned
be
so much
supported.
from sharing too.
Yeah.
You learn so much from the people in the chat.
Right. And I have learned a lot about tarot from TarotTube. I mean, I also watch other people do readings on TarotTube because everyone has a different way of seeing the cards. And sometimes I hear something about a specific card that I never thought about before. And I'm like, oh, that's a great way of seeing it.
Right.
And so we always learn from each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Me
Yeah.
too. Me too.
Michelle had to go.
Bye, sissy.
Oh, Tony had to go too.
Oh, bye. I hope everybody's getting some sunshine today. I got sunshine outside my window. And I'm getting ready to go play bus driver here for a while. And yeah, I'm going to
the trees are finally getting leaves here, and I have a nest of a couple magpies that are nesting right in front of my window.
Oh,
So hopefully soon, like I think it's at the time where the mama is like staying in the nest most of the time and daddy is coming and bringing food and stuff. And it's always like when the sun goes down, it's kind of cute to see how daddy comes home and he just gets in there and then they stay in there. It's cute.
Dad brings home dinner.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The entire day.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Is it sunny where you're at right now?
Yeah. I mean, I have the blinds closed because the sun would be hitting me
Right,
directly right now because I'm facing west.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have sunshine. Well, there are a couple clouds, but for the most part, I mean, April is always a bit wishy-washy in terms of weather.
Same, yeah.
But
Same.
we're getting up to like the 60s, almost 70s here in terms of temperature towards the weekend now. Yeah.
26 degrees. Where are you at, Heather?
Oh no.
That's Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah. That's
my goodness. Yeah,
that is way too cold.
It's chilly here today, but I think by the weekend we've got 60s coming. Yeah.
Send them up to us.
Yes, send it our way.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is Germany is actually higher up north than America, but like because of the Atlantic winds and how everything goes, like once everything comes to us, it's already been warmed up and everything, and we're also not really facing the Atlantic directly, so we're kind of like sitting in nice in the middle. And I know that in Minnesota, like my husband, he still has snow, and that's like, I mean, Minnesota is right by the Great Lakes, so yeah.
Yeah, they're like always in a deep freeze there.
Yeah. So they usually, like, a lot of times they will have snow for Easter. It's not an uncommon thing, which is wild for me because at
Yeah.
this point, I mean, we used to have snow when I was a kid, but nowadays we get maybe like 1 week, maybe 2 weeks of snow during the entire winter, and that's it. For the most part, it's a nice,
amazing.
We
like
need to move to Germany.
35 to
just
45
saying, yeah.
degrees Fahrenheit. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, Bob won't move to Scotland, but maybe he'd go to Germany.
Oh, I would move there too.
I bet
Mhm.
Scotland's nice too. I mean,
Mhm.
that is a bit cold and windy, maybe a bit rainy too, but yeah.
Mm.
There's men in kilts there.
So, where else have you been, Maria? Real quick before where else have you been? In the world?
Well, with school, we've taken a few trips. Like I've been to Hungary, I've been to Italy, I've been to Spain, I've been to France. I was on a very quick snow vacation back then it was Czechoslovakia, now it's the Czech Republic because they split. I have been to America and crossed over into Canada because Minnesota is right up there.
Right, yeah, like 17 months.
I think that's pretty much it. Poland, yeah, because it's right next to Germany.
That's pretty much it.
wow.
That's
And
way
like
more than
going
myself.
through Austria in order to get to Italy. So I don't know if that really counts.
It
Yeah,
counts. It counts.
counts if you don't travel.
Man, that's
Well, I mean, the
awesome.
thing is, in Europe, everything is so close together because our
Right.
countries are basically what one state in America would be. So all of the United States is basically kind of like all of Europe together. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
easier
not far
to
from
say
you.
that
There's
I've gone to a different country.
like 3 countries there, 3 or 4 countries right in one, like they all meet in one area there.
I think size-wise, in terms of like square footage, Germany is the size of New Mexico, I think.
Oh,
So not too big.
Wow,
Wow.
not big at all.
wow.
Wow.
Wow. Do you have some place that you haven't been that you're like kind of like on your bucket list that you
Oh,
want
on my bucket list is definitely like England, Scotland, like the old castles
Oh my
and
gosh,
haunted
yes.
castles and stuff. And I would love to see like Japan or something
Oh,
because
yeah, me
Sailor
too.
Moon and all that. I would
Mhm.
love to see all that kind of stuff. And
That would be fun.
yeah, there's a few places like I would like to go back to Italy because I've never been to Rome, and I really want to see the Sistine Chapel. That is definitely on my list.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be.
And
We just
the
need to
museum
remote view.
and the museum in the Vatican. I would love to see that. And I mean, I've been to Paris to the Louvre, and I didn't see the Mona Lisa because we just went in there to eat because underneath that glass pyramid that you know from the movie Da Vinci Code, there is a huge like food court underneath, or at least it was when I was there in the 90s. And so we just went in there to eat because we were on a language trip back then. So I didn't really see anything in that museum, but I would love to see it. And of course, Versailles, but I mean, standing in line an entire day to get in there, I don't know. But I would love to see it.
Yeah, that's why I said we got to learn to remote view. And we can go and then no one's going to see us because we'll be,
no waiting in line. Oh, yeah.
Skip the line.
Yeah.
That's where my son and his I was gonna say fiance, wife went on their honeymoon was Versailles.
Oh.
Yeah. They did England and France and somewhere else. Italy.
So do people wear pants, underpants in France? Sorry. Had you ever heard that? I'm sorry.
No. I was waiting for her. Maria, I don't know if she does this with you, but there always has to be a potty something.
Yeah, she knows how I am.
Do that with
I like to potty all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, Ireland is also pretty nice. I'm seeing that here in the chat. New Zealand, yeah, that one. Oh my God, if it wasn't so far away. I don't think I would want to go to Australia because I heard 7 of the 10 deadliest animals live in Australia.
Yeah, everything kills you.
That's a hard pass for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I want to do Egypt though sometime.
Oh man, so do I.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
pyramids
would
and
be
all that.
so
Mhm.
awesome.
But
yep.
it's so weird to think about it. Like all you ever see on TV and stuff is the view from the city towards the pyramids. But when you turn around and you see how close the city actually is, it's so mind blowing.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine waking up to that view every morning now?
Oh my God.
That would be amazing.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Maria.
Thanks
This
for
has been
having
Thank
me.
you so
excellent.
much. It was lovely having you. So what day and time are your chats usually? I need to write
I'm
this down.
on Saturdays, and I think I don't really know what
2 p.m. for us. Yep. 2
Yeah,
p.m.
so mine is
okay.
8 p.m. German time. So that would be 7 p.m. London time. So yeah, 6-hour difference to New York. Yeah, 2
Wow.
p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, I've
Which is
caught
good.
you. I think I caught you on once.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Well, my next one is about, are you really spiritual?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And I will have a little test. So
Ooh.
Okay.
just a fun thing, you know how they always do in like the magazines, like in
Yeah.
teen magazines and women's magazines and all that. Something fun.
I used to love doing those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Me too. That
So
sounds
we'll
good.
see if you're really spiritual.
Ooh, I'm there. That sounds good. That sounds good.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming in. And I want to
Thanks for
thank the
having me.
chat for coming
This was
in
fun.
and visiting with Maria and us.
And
All
everyone
right.
that stopped in. And
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great day. Bye, guys.
bye.
Bye, everyone.